For this build, should I use Vile Acceleration or Speed Trigger? Should I use Point Strike or Critical Declaration? Should I use Viral or Corrosive? Have you ever had questions like that? I sure have, and that is why I made MinMaxer's Dream, to get definitive answers to build questions in your specific use cases. And right now, the program is in open beta. If you want to try it, there's a link in the description for you. If you've tried it and found a bug or have any kind of feedback for me, I've made a channel in my Discord server for that exact reason. You can find the link to the server in the description as well. In the rest of this video, I will both explain how to use the program as well as point out changes since Open Alpha. When you run the program, the first thing you'll see is the license, which if you skip the definitions is only 2 sections and takes about a minute to read, so make sure you do. You might have already realized it, but not only have the visuals of the program improved, but the main menu is quite different too. For reference, it used to look like this. Now, if you want to change the resolution, you can go to the options, or you can skip straight to the results of previous tests without having to do another test to get there. You can even check the credits, which, might I add, include, or rather will include, the name of all alpha and beta testers. Basically, if you find a bug, you'll secure yourself a spot in the credits. Here, you can select the weapon of your choice via this drop-down and filter options by typing in the field above it. Keep in mind that I didn't include all weapons, but instead opted to include one weapon from each primary category, so testing could be more focused and no one would attempt to use this program as a finished product because it is not ready for that just yet. Additionally, we can also change the progenitor bonus at the bottom of the page when you select a Kuva or Tenet weapon. And you can select Incarnate Evolution perks via this brand new button here, if the selected weapon has them, and of course, I made a casual name switch. A few stats have been changed since the Open Alpha as well, like Kuva Heinz Burst Mode fire rate. Because if you didn't know, all the fire rate values for burst weapons in game are absolutely incorrect. Not even Wiki or something like Overframe has the accurate FR values. You can time how long it takes to empty the magazine to see it for yourself. I also updated the magazine values for beam weapons, which now show up as what they actually are without going through the whole pointless half ammo per shot thing. And last but not least, we have link chain stats. Say hello to Amprex. I want to point out that I've updated all faction multipliers, armor multipliers, as well as all the scaling for health, armor, and shield to match up with the changes that the game has made, so no need to worry about those. So we have the test variables. Here you can choose how and against what you want to test. Let me give you a short description for each one. Timescale makes tests finish faster the higher you set it, but higher values put more strain on the CPU. If you set it higher than what your CPU can handle, it will actually become slower instead. Headshot is self-explanatory. Test type changes how tests work. Single target test disables direct AoE damage from radial weapons as well as link chain capabilities. However, they do allow for AoE procs. AoE test is for radial AoE weapons like Kuva Tonkor, and the brand new link chain test is for testing stuff like Amprex. Test group lets you decide which faction you want to test against. I recommend keeping it at test all. Test level is obvious. Damage display allows you to see every single damage instance and some extra info so you can really check to see what exactly is happening in the test. The brand new enemy distances allows you to control the enemy density for all tests except AoE, which doesn't support this feature right now. The defaults are the same as the simulacrum and I recommend you keep them that way. If you enable custom tests with target enemy and enemy count, you can test against any enemy unit you want and as many of them as you want. It is capped at 20 though. Targeting delay controls the time it takes to go from targeting one enemy to another. It is basically the time it takes to aim, which is quite an important delay and I recommend you don't change it at all. Starting combo is currently only for sniper rifles, which allows you to test their performance at higher combos since their combo gets reset to their starting combo when a test group is finished. So basically after every 20 enemies by default, which doesn't allow them to build up a lot of combo. Next is the brand new skip enemy at 50%, which is made for builds that kill enemies over time. Stuff like heat, gas, or slash builds. This allows you to skip past any enemy that is under half health and only come back to them if they are still alive after you shot all the enemies once. After this page, we have the modding section. Choose your mods by dragging or clicking on them and remove them by right-clicking on them. After you made a build you like, you can save it by using this button and load any build you have previously saved via the button next to it. They save to your device and load back up even if you restart the program, so no need to worry about losing them. In terms of changes, I capped both magazines at 1, added a crit enhanced stat for Vigilante armament and the backend code to make it work, and updated how magazine and reload work for ammo recharge weapons. Now they don't benefit as much from reload mods, and increase the reload time if you add a magazine mod, which sucks but is accurate to how they work in game. Once you click next here, the test will start. If you have damage display on, you will see all the details. Otherwise, you just wait for the testing to finish and it will automatically take you to the next page. Notice that enabling damage display slows everything way down, and I wouldn't recommend it unless you're actually looking for something. For changes, here I can mention implementation of Gatwa Prime and AX52's unique traits, updated cold, magnetic, and puncture procs, AoE status effects like blast, gas, and electricity, and the implementation of guaranteed procs. In the results page, you'll see all sorts of info. From the top left, we have weapon name, headshot or body shot, and the selected fire modes, and I have added selected evolution mods, progenitor bonuses, 50% skip, and even custom enemy distances to this section when in use. In the top right, we have the kill times chart, which now also tells us the test type. In the bottom left are selected mods with their ranks. And finally, in the bottom right, we have level, repeat count, minimum sum, and sum. Sum is basically the average total kill time of a test group, the smaller the better. Minimum sum is the minimum possible sum, and it scales off of the targeting delay. It is there to give you a point of reference for the sum. And after that we have the old results button, which you can click on to see the previous results without losing this one. You can also drag and drop any result into the newly added result holder, which is basically like bookmarking it. Now you can also save a result on your device via the save button, which stores both a screenshot as well as a text file which holds all the same info in a different format. You can find them in this directory. And that's all. Once I'm adequately sure the program is good enough, I will upload a video explaining how and in what order I'll make the new recommended series. So look forward to that, and with that, I'll see you next time, and bye bye!